It's Jenny, and today I will be talking to you about why people should read, why people read, and why you should too. So, how many of you guys have seen TV within the last 24 hours? Okay, yeah, good. 'Cause I don't watch TV either. But okay, social sites. You guys stay on social sites, right? Texting. When was the last time you picked up a book? And not because you had to, because you actually wanted to get lost in it.
2 days ago.
Really? Yeah. Oh, you're my type of person. Okay, well. The reason I'm talking about this today is because I'm actually a bookworm too. Like, I really like reading books. And then I thought about this because I was trying to help my brother, who was trying to read Harry Potter, because that's my favorite book, the whole series. But he really didn't want to. And I was thinking about it, like, I don't think a lot of people read nowadays. And I ended up doing some research, and I skipped the part. Whatever. Okay. Well, according to a 99-page study done by the National Endowment of Arts, they did a study on an average of like 15 to 24-year-olds, and on average, they spend 2 hours watching TV a day and 6 minutes reading, which is pretty surprising because our imagination is just, we're all watching it on the TV. So today I will be talking to you about why we should read, because reading is beneficial and everyone should spend at least some of their free time picking up a book and reading, to read. I will first talk about the benefits of reading, just reading in general, why books are actually better than movies sometimes, and how they're actually really helpful in learning valuable life lessons. So first, what are the benefits? The first and most important benefit that you can actually get from this is that when you get lost in a book, you can actually relieve stress. In a research conducted in 2009 at My Lab International at the University of Sussex, it showed that reading was an effective way of releasing stress and anxiety. In fact, in that same research, I think they got a bunch of stressed out people, and they gave them a book to read, and within 6 minutes of reading, they were calmed down already. They released stress, and they did this because of I think it was their heartbeat. Like, they were testing their heartbeat and muscle tension and all that. So it's really helpful in relieving stress and getting your mind off of things. It also expands your vocabulary, which can be very helpful because, as you can know, communication skills, hence why we're taking this class, are very important. It increases your knowledge because, it has little details in there that are actual real life, even if it's not fiction. It stimulates the mind. It's like a workout for it. Whoops. It's like a workout for it. Rachel Gray she wrote an article in the online journal of neurology where she did a study on elderly people who read frequently, and she actually found out that elderlies who read are 2.5 times less likely to develop Alzheimer's. So like I said, it's actually like an exercise for your brain to focus and stuff. And lastly, it's pleasurable. You get to step in the feet of whatever you're reading. So my next point, books are they give more clarity and detail than movies sometimes. So that's very beneficial if you don't really understand some parts. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the 50 Shades of Grey movie and read the book. They cut out a lot of stuff, and I'm sorry, but it was a good movie, but it was disappointing at the same time. I don't know. But basically, it allows the narrative voice to carry you into the character's mind, so you get to know how they feel, and you get to empathize with them, and you can actually get attached to them. You also get to see how the plot develops at its pace. You get to know the characters' backgrounds and why they are the way they are. And even though the movies do bring the story to life and it's pretty great, I think it's even better in the book because, like I said, you get more details and more information about this. So I think the only accurate one that I can actually think of was Snape. Like, he's exactly like his book character. So imagination is also fueled because television shows are basically like, they give you that imagination. It's already set for you. You just watch. Books, you think of how they look. Your imagination is running Heather McRobbie wrote in her 2013 article Literature, Empathy, and the Moral Imagination, that through literature we can live more than one life. Our imagination takes us to times, places, and realities that we have not personally lived or witnessed. So this again gets you to experience things that we can never experience, obviously, sometimes. But sometimes I guess you could say allude to it. For example, like the Hunger Games books, they allude to like the oppression, the starving, and all that. So the third reason is that we actually learn some valuable lessons. And I've been talking a lot about Harry Potter because I love Harry Potter. And for example, there was a research conducted by Professor Loris Rosali at the University of Modena Reggio. She basically did a research on a study. I think it was three groups. The first group of kids, it was students, little kids. They read, half of them read the part where Harry Potter, where Malfoy calls Hermione a filthy little mudblood, which it's basically prejudice. And then the other group read neutral passages. It turns out that at the end of the 6 weeks of the trials or whatever, the kids who'd read the sections where Harry had to deal with the bigots found that the attitudes towards the groups that were being stigmatized became much more positive. And the other two were basically, I think it was immigrants and homosexuals. And the results were the same. So aside from that, we learn also important lessons like, you know, the ones we already know, but we're kind of reminded how, like, for example, love will always win. That's how Harry was protected the first 3 years at Hogwarts. And family is not always blood related. So, as you can tell, if you saw the movies, he doesn't have family. And they always took him in. So this is my favorite quote. Happiness can be found in the darkest of times when only one remembers to turn on the light. And the reason I actually added valuable lessons as one of the reasons is because they can be very helpful. I've actually used this to apply it to my personal life. And it's actually been really, really helpful. So those of you who don't read, you guys should really pick up a book. Because as today I explained to you how reading is beneficial to your mind because it gives you more clarity on books and because it teaches you life lessons, you know, in the heart. So for those of you who don't read, you know, you should spend some time picking up a book because you'll get lost in it and you'll really get hooked and probably never want to wake up again.